Welcome back. Last weekend, Moment of Truth, the compelling story of Pastor Tunde Bakare, the iconic preacher, social commentator, and civil rights leader, was released at the Sheraton Hotel in Lagos. It was quite an inspiring book launch. Enjoy this.
Some stories are compelling enough to attract important people from all walks of life. And one of such is taking place at the Sheraton Hotel, Lagos. Moment of Truth, a biography written by a seasoned journalist narrating the life of a lawyer, preacher, and civil rights activist, Pastor Tunde Bakare.
Thank you very much.
This book is not just about Pastor Tunde Bakare. This book is about Nigeria. When you read chapter 3, for instance, it talks about Bakare's Nigeria. That's the title. I took time to analyze Nigeria right from the beginning, even pre-independence, down till today. The challenges we've been facing, the comments, the perspective of various Nigerians, namely who is who in this country, the likes of El-Rufai, all of them, they are captured in this book. As a poet, I want to close with a poem by the prophet himself. I have dreamed many dreams that never came true. I have prayed many prayers when no answer came. I have waited patient and long, but answers have come to enough of my prayers to make me want to keep praying up. I have trusted many a friend who failed and left me to weep alone, but I have found enough of my friends, true blue, to make me trusting on. I have sown many seeds that fell by the way for birds to feed upon, but I have held enough golden sheaves in my hands to make me keep sowing on.
The book reviewer and publisher leaves no one in doubt about the book's quality and importance.
Ever since I received this book for review over a week ago, I've pored over it. I have underlined it. This is my copy. Indeed, I have. I have torn it with reading. Indeed, I have romanced it. Oh, sure I have. To the point that my wife started complaining. I've been challenged. I have laughed at the laughables. I've been moved to tears by his travels, emboldened by his exploits, and saddened by the seeming slow response of we the people to his much-needed force of life. In simple terms, I've found this book very interesting. Tunde Bakare's story shows the life of an achiever whose sojourn in this precarious situation called Nigeria can be described as hard. Hard not because of overwhelming lack and destruction and troubles, but because of the environment he has found himself. This book on his life, therefore, is a rallying call. A call that there's just too much corruption and injustice going on with impunity in Nigeria. If it must stop, a prophetic generation without greed must evolve to face them all and speak up. This is the story of a life, but we must learn the life of the story.
But it's no ordinary book event. As part of celebrating Tunde Bakare's 60th birthday, Professor Pius Adesomi of Carleton University, Ottawa, Canada, delivers a gripping lecture on the type of leadership exemplified by the preacher's life.
There is, of course, a totally different path to the acquisition of the type leader than what these jokers and amateur dabblers into the art of ribaldry are doing in broad daylight. The scenarios we have described above are very expensive. Yet, after all the billions stolen from the public till and spent on renting and bribing the people, he remained a ruler and not a leader. For leadership is like Omoluabi, Koshe Fora. it cannot be bought. The different way, the different path to the acquisition of the chieftaincy title of leader is completely free. It is free of charge. This raises an obvious question. If there's a free path to the acquisition of the status of leader, why do the rulers of Nigeria prefer the most expensive routes to its negation? The answer is simple. You may not need money and material aggrandizement to acquire the status of leader. You need to come to the table with an impeccable and unimpeachable moral and ethical capital built through years of consistency with the block of the personal example.
Some of Nigeria's public servants also celebrate the iconic figure.
I consider this book one of the great importance, and I believe it will give us a peek into the workings of the mind of a man of such standing. Pastor Tunde Bakare is many things to many people. Many people first knew him as a seasoned and perhaps some might say unconventional evangelist, while few others were aware of his legal history, though very brief. However, what's standing out today is the work of a philanthropist, and even more importantly, his work as a fierce critic of leadership in Nigeria.
A tribute, well deserved. Pastor Tunde Bakare has shown himself as a dependable Nigerian. But most importantly, for me, the Save Nigeria movement. Like I said, the period of uncertainty in this country, he got men around and they stood for what was right. And this movement eventually led to the doctrine of necessity espoused by the Senate that led us out of a potential constitutional logjam in this country. I think we must always remember that and thank God for his life.
And some leaders of thought and friends share experiences.
Bakare found his purpose, and his purpose that has been driving him. When people say to him, "You're a great man, you're a great this," I look at him and say, "Man, who you are becoming. Follow your purpose." I'm not Bakare. It's not me. I'm not Nasiru. It's not me. But you know what? We can all coexist, pursuing our purposes. Nigeria is bad. Who made it so? Please find your purpose today. The third one I want to talk about is happiness. I have 4, and I'll soon finish. I have come here today on behalf of myself and my family. I haven't been attracted by the light of Bakare that has shone, and haven't been privy to many of his good works. The glory I give is to God. For your life.
Pastor Bakare is a true leader of distinction. Though my brother Governor Mimiko said it in jest, because Pastor will never contest under the platform of the PDP. I hope that the Almighty God has heard his prayers that one day Pastor Bakare be the president of this country. Because if and when that happens, true leadership, justice, equity, and progress will come to this land.
When I look at Pastor Bakare, I thank God that we are leaving good people behind. We are already passing away. And when you look at his career and the way he pursues the issues of this country, people like me weep for what is going on. Are we going to leave this country like this? I know some of my colleagues are here who know what problem we had what efforts we made to make him go to the national conference. And those of us who are privileged to serve with him there will appreciate what a wonderful contribution he made.
But the day was beyond books, lectures, and speeches. Perhaps it was not coincidental that it's also Mrs. Bakare's birthday.
You marry some people, you go down. Marry some people, you enter into trenches and can't come out of. The Bible says more bitter than death is a woman whose heart is a snare and whose hands are fetters. Only the righteous will escape her. Well, I brought a card to her this morning for her birthday today, and I said, happy birthday, darling. She was trying to read her Bible. She left the card. When she saw what was inside, she came and said, oh. I said, Ma'am, it's just a token of appreciation of what God has used you in my life.
Like all great stories, Tunde Bakare's story will keep unfolding and told in new chapters.
Lagos Book and Art Festival is the oldest running book and art festival in Nigeria, and this is the 16th edition. It has been a weekend of book presentations, book reviews, seminars, book chats, and so on. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. Don't forget you can join us on any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.